Welcome to West Coast Grandma. Well, today I'm going to talk about sword ferns. Do you think you should trim sword ferns? Do you think you should cut them back? Well, I know from experience, you have to cut them back. You have to trim them right down. I do mine every year. It's a little bit late now. The new growth is starting to come out and it makes it a bit tricky. The best time to do it is in the winter, and you can see at the crown when all the new growth is starting to form and all those fronds from the last year are looking all yellow, brown. You want to go through and cut all those off because then they grow beautifully. They're beautiful and upright. This is a little fern. Here's one here today. These are native to Vancouver Island and probably most of the Pacific Northwest. These are little ones that I've just got out of my yard. I just dig them up when I find them because, you know, I have friends and all that love them. And they're quite expensive to buy them in the nursery. So this is all new growth. I'd already trimmed them right down in the winter. Now this is just a tiny one, but I've got sword ferns that grow. They're like 3 or 4 feet. When those new leaves all roll out, and they're just beautiful. So I'm just going to show you a couple and how I prune them. I've just left my greenhouse and I'm coming up to the flower bed that's around my pond. And here is one of the ferns that I trimmed, and you see how those fronds are starting to roll out. I mean, they look not that great when you first cut them down. There's one there. There's a few of them here. But it only takes probably a couple of weeks, and it's surprising how beautiful they look. So let's go for a walk over here, and let's find one of my ferns that I'm going to trim, and I'll show you how it looks right now. There, we have a couple right in here. These ones are still looking pretty green because they're in the shade, but in here beside my pond you can see that they're kind of a mess. See, there they are here. So I'll set my camera up and I'm going to show you how I trim these, and then you can get busy on your own. Okay, here we are. We're going to get ready. I've got a nice sharp pair of pruning shears. You're just going to look inside, and as far as you can in, you're just going to pull each of these fronds and cut them off. This one has got a lot of new ones underneath, so this is why it's a little trickier at this time, because you don't want to cut those new ones off. So I am going to trim all this one. And as far as the fronds, they do compost. They do take quite a while, usually 2 years or so to decompose in my compost. We get to burn twice a year, so I'll put maybe half of the fronds that I've pruned off in my compost. The other half I probably burn because there is a lot in my garden. I probably have 50 to 75 ferns. I'm going to come back in a minute. I'm going to trim this one right back. See how messy it is right now? It's just a matter of sorting through here and finding the base of the frond to trim off. So I'll come back when I get a bit more done and show you. So that's the fern all cut down, and you can see the new fronds rolling out. You just have to be careful you don't snip those off. That's all growth. That's going to be just a huge one when it all starts to unroll. So I'll just take you and show you a couple more, and then I'm going to let you get to it and do your own. This is just another little patch of sword ferns that I've already done. We've just been building a new fence in right behind here, so this was all cleared up. So that was a really good time to prune them because I didn't want them to get all trampled. But you see how they're all starting to unroll now. Yeah, and it doesn't take very long once they start, probably a week, 2 weeks tops, and they're going to be big and beautiful. Oh, hi Riker. Riker follows me everywhere. So hope you'll get out into your garden and get all your ferns pruned also. It only has to be done once a year, so now's the time, get it done, and then you can enjoy them for the whole summer. So, West Coast Grandma is signing out.